so much for staying with us. This is still the AM Weekend Show, and we just finished the conversation about the Ibom saga with Barrister Chidi. Right now, we're going to be looking at something quite interesting for our women folks out there, and of course, even the men, because I mean, you have a woman in your life. We're going to be talking about modern womanhood, balancing roles and aspirations. We're in a time where women are, will I say, forced to combine a lot of things, from parenting to working and, personal projects as well. A whole lot of things that women have to put together. And it sometimes becomes burdensome. Other times you find women who are cruising with it like it's nothing. So we are just going to talk about it, look into the struggles, look into the dynamics around it. And joining us to have this conversation is a very beautiful woman. She's a PR officer, a music minister, a mother, a wife, and a very, very beautiful woman, none other than the very amazing Mrs. Deeoris Max-Odii. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much for
Welcome
having
to
me.
the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
By the way, you look so gorgeous. I said this off camera and I need to say it again.
Thank you so much. You look beautiful too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What inspired this outfit, really?
Okay, I made these outfits.
You made it?
Yes, I
You're
made
going
these
to make another one now.
I think we need to adjust the portfolio and the profile again. Maybe I should.
Designer to it.
I mean, cause
For you people to understand what I'm saying, I feel like she needs to stand up so that people will see this outfit because it's giving a lot of things in one. And
if
so
she stands up now, I don't know about her
no,
camera.
we're not going to stand up actually, but I'm just trying to explain it.
It's really.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's be learning. Shebi, we're talking about this thing. Because you know that marrying has to come in.
You know,
I've been telling
we need
you.
to add other pegs to this presenting.
I mean, not every time. Anyways, let's continue. Let's not rush it. Okay, so we'll begin. In your definition or in your opinion, what would you say modern woman is to you? I mean, that's a term that is controversial already.
Yeah,
but let's hear you.
The word modern means recent, like in this part of the world, unlike the olden days now where we have women who do certain things, but then modern women, I would say they are not just women of the recent times, but women who are balanced. In my own word, I'll say the modern woman is a woman who is balanced. Yes, I think that's the word.
Balanced in what aspects?
Balanced in every aspect. Home, work, career, every aspect. Yes.
Oh.
So that's a modern woman. Not leaving any aspect left.
Okay.
Right?
That makes a lot of sense.
Proverbs 31 woman. Yes.
That scripture scares me. You're a Christian and you come across Proverbs 31.
That's the real woman because it's a lot. And you said something about a balanced woman. Is there really a balance?
Well, everyone is working towards being, should I use the word perfect? Yes. We're all trying to become perfect. Because if you look at Proverbs 31, you discover that it's a working. So a balanced woman is someone who should be a work in progress. So you're not relaxing. You are striving to
be better.
In every aspect. Every day.
Exactly. So you're just trying to become better at home, better at work, better with every other thing, not leaving one aspect of your life. Meanwhile, family comes first as a married woman. So if you leave your family unattended to and you face some other thing, that makes you unbalanced. So a balanced person is someone who is a work in progress. You're striving every single time to make sure that things work. Yes.
That's powerful. You are scaring me already. But let's move on. let's move on. So before I delve into some of the things I have here, a lot of people tend to, like I said, the term modern woman is something that once you say it, it sparks controversy because many times there's a lot of people just associate to feminism. Once you just say one thing, you're a feminist. And I mean, it's almost like we're even missing the whole point of feminism to start with. Ogochukwu, let's not talk about our ordeals. We've been dragged. We've been dragged for being TV feminists, by the way. But yeah, so when you talk about modern woman, people tend to think that she's, I mean, I love your definition, saying that she's a balanced person, and you were careful to emphasize that family comes first.
Yes.
But whenever you hear modern woman, people tend to think it is that woman that really leaves family behind and goes after her aspirations.
Yeah.
So exactly where is this misconception coming from? Is it coming from the women themselves? Or is it coming from men and, you know, all these people that... That's another term. Or is it coming from people who just tend to misunderstand things? Where exactly can we fault it?
Most times, I think most women don't learn before they go into this thing called marriage. I think they just see the surface of the whole, I want to be the odogress. All right.
Very cool.
They don't want to understand that there's a role outside the let's cook, let's make new meals, let's have children. There are different roles a woman should play in this marriage. Like, I don't want to use me, but then there are certain...
You can use
It's okay to use you. That's why we're here.
There are several women out there whose lives inspire me. All right. And you cannot be a balanced person, a balanced woman who is not submissive.
Okay. That's another angle. That's another
conversation. I'm trying to answer your question.
Yes, please.
Many women out there, they feel that because they want to be submissive, they have to be subjected to be under the man. Bishop Oyedepo said something. He said, understanding is when one person is standing and when another is under. The both of you cannot be standing there. So women want to drag that thing. I am also at your level. Because I'm married to you, I am beside you. I am not behind you. I am not under you. Those ranking. I mean, well, the Bible first said, submit to your husband. And then, down the line, down that same chapter, the Bible said, submit to one another. So there's a place for submitting first to the man. And then the Bible also said, men, love your wives as Christ loved the church. So the woman's right to submit, the man's right to love, and then there is an understanding. That's where the submitting to one another now comes. So it's not a ranking thing. We're not dragging for anything, because that's where the whole problem comes in. We want to drag. If you don't want me to, I've been in a position where I have the money, and then my husband will say, "You are not doing this. It's my money, oh. It's not your money." But he said, you are not doing that. Well, many women are not ready to be subjected to that.
Okay, now, so I like this picture you painted, because I want us to paint pictures, because I think it's going to help us understand what we are discussing.
Okay.
Now, you said something about you had your money to do something, but your husband said you shouldn't do it. Now, I want to understand, you know, we've had situations where we, so how did the conversation go for you to accept it? Did it come in an authoritative manner of, there's no reason, this is how you do it, it's this way? You understand? Like, my voice is the law. If you don't go through this way, it is not happening. Or did both of you have the conversation and you saw in his light why you shouldn't do it at that particular time?
Okay, I'm privileged to have a very understanding man.
Okay.
Yes, and when we want to have a conversation, it is a conversation. We're not fighting for anything. Now, the approach to which you present a thing matters.
Okay.
Yes. So if we're having a conversation, I present it as, what do you think?
Okay.
Men have ego. So you would not want to trample on that. They want to feel they are the men of the house. All right. So you give them that respect and honor. All right. So we have that conversation. What do you think? What do you suggest? Because I know the person I am married to. Every man is not the same. So I won't compare your man to mine. So we have different ways to which we
Handle
handle
issues.
issues. All right. So I want to do this. What do you think? And he's like, I don't want you to do this because I think we have other plans. But I think I want to do it. Oh, please, would you? And then, if you insist too much, I've been married for a couple of years and we've never had issues with money. Whether my money or his money or no, we've never had that issue. Probably because we don't even know, the children in the house don't know whose money. We just say, take that ATM. They don't know if it's daddy's ATM or mommy's ATM. Right? And that's how it works in my house.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so let's bring it back. That was a long trip to submission. I mean, but I like that somehow we always bring it up so that we, create more perspective to it. But then, still talking about modern womanhood, if I'm getting us right, we're agreeing that the misconception comes from first the fact that a lot of ladies who get into marriage do not stay to really learn.
Yes.
So the idea is for them to just go and start fighting. Meanwhile, there is a way to go about all this.
Of course.
So which means modern womanhood does not mean feminism or does not mean lack of submission or inability to submit.
Yes.
Modern womanhood just means that you are modern, you are alive at this time, and you're combining this and that and striving to be a better person all the time. I like how we are clearly defining this thing so that somebody will not watch this thing now and say, but it's okay. So moving on. Was there ever a moment where you felt like everything you've had to handle, because you are a PR officer, you're a music minister, you're a mom, you are a fashion designer, we just learned that today. You are so many other things I probably do not know. Has there ever been times where you felt like this is weighing you down? And how did those times impact your life and your family? How did you handle it?
Okay, yes. We get tired every day. Yes, that's the truth. But then, why did you get into this at first? Most times I feel like running away from my house. The workload, the children, and then there's the husband. Hope we know there's family, there's children, and then you must play your
different
role
roles
as
the wife.
Right? So most times it's tiring, but God is good. And then there's work. Of course, every day I must show up at work, and I show up at work 7:50, 7:50 a.m. And then, of course, I have, like I said, I am privileged to have a very understanding man who helps. So he helps. So most times it's tiring, but God helps us.
Okay.
And then I'm able to handle that by setting my priorities right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever dealt with the battle between handling all of this and your personal aspiration? Because, I mean, personally, I have a lot of married friends. So there are times I pay them a visit. There was this time I paid one a visit. I hope she doesn't know it's her I'm referring to. So I paid her a visit and we got talking. And she was just gisting me things that had been happening in marriage. And one of the things she said, we make jokes, we throw jabs at each other. And so she said something, and I said, see me now, see, I still single. I said, divide, don't talk, please. That if she had her way, she'd be single. And I wanted to know why. It wasn't a case of abuse, thankfully. It wasn't a case of maybe she doesn't like her man or her man is treating her badly. It was just a case of personal aspirations. She thinks about the things that she's unable to do. And then it weighs her down. I wish I did this earlier. I wish I did that earlier. So it now begs the question, is it true that women can actually have everything. We've had this argument some time ago, and people were saying that it is not possible as a woman for you to have everything you want because of the way your life is structured.
Yeah.
You know, at some point, once you get married, there are just a lot you need to drop. So help me address this whole situation.
First off, what's the definition of everything?
Like personal aspirations, personal goals. You want to do this, you want to do that.
You can.
Okay.
But the way you go about it when you are single is quite different from the way you... Because right now, I'm married, I take permission for virtually everything. So it boils down to the person you're married to. I want to do this. Please help me. Because, of course, you are bearing this man's name. So anything that you do boils down to this man. That's if they have sense. And now it's now our husbands. Please allow our women do something. They are there to help you. You're also there to help them. It's not a one-sided thing, all right? Yes, we can have it, but not having it all. That's why I asked, what's the definition of having it all? The way, you know, when you were single, when I was single, I can just get up in the morning and I want to do this. Well, now I cannot just get up in the morning and I want to do it. I have to take proper permission. Most times I get to talk about something like 1 week earlier. So that's why I said, what's the definition of having it all? It can be tiresome. It can be somehow, but then that depends on the person you are married to. Meanwhile, there are also men who cannot have their aspirations because of the women they're married to.
Okay, so it's a two-way thing.
Yes.
Wow.
As well.
Yes. Right. So it boils down to the person you are married to. Does the person really understand you? Is the person ready to support you? Is the person ready to push you out there? Having in mind that it is not just a one-person thing, it is our thing. All right.
Very powerful point you pointed out. Ogochukwu, could you have anything to say?
She already said, I wanted to ask her, after you asked the question, I wanted to ask her, like, should, give practical steps of how you can manage everything together. Because at the end of the day, that's why I asked in the beginning, is there really balance? Even as a single person that is multi-dimensional, that has a lot of things you're into, it's rare to have a balance at some point. It's either you're giving more of you today to this thing, then tomorrow you're giving more of you to this thing, right? So it's difficult to strike a balance. But I also wanted to understand if there are practical steps, like list out practical steps where somebody that's listening now would know, okay, if I start doing this from now to now, okay, if I take this measure, the particular routines, if I take this measure, then I can be able to, get to at least strike a balance to an extent.
Okay, like I said, setting our priorities right. Yes. Most times, we don't know that time is life. Whatever you give your time, you give your life to it. So when you are doing a particular thing, please have a time frame.
Okay.
What time do you sleep? Most times we make use of our phones at the wrong times. What time do you sleep? What time do you wake up? I wake up virtually 3 a.m. because of the things I have to do. Most times I sleep, in fact, virtually every time I sleep late and I wake up early because I have children to take care of, unless you want them to go to school late. And that's like embarrassing. And then I get to work by 7:50. Come back. Most times when I get to work, that's when I make use of my phone. So what time do you use for? I think just the person should have a time frame. That's what I would say. Have a time frame. Know that
you work with.
Yes, work with this. From this time to this time, I cook. From this time to this time, while I'm cooking, most times while I'm cooking in the kitchen, the clothes are inside the washing machine. So while I'm going to do some other things, I'm having my bath at the same time. I'm preparing the children at the same time. Of course.
So the person should be structured at least.
Yes.
Build a structure.
Build
Build
a
a
structure
structure.
around your life. Just set your. Most times when I use my phone is when I'm inside the toilet. I tell you the truth. So when you know that something is important, please treat it as important.
That's important.
When you have just set a structure.
Priorities and build your
Yes.
structures. Okay. At least
Okay.
that's it to come. Set your priorities and build your structure.
So, contrary to what you said earlier, I actually believe that it's possible to have a balance.
Yeah.
It's possible. So I don't think the idea of balance is that we'll do everything at the same time
Yeah.
and give it 100%.
Yeah.
I actually think the idea of balance is to be on everything, Sha. That's number one. To make sure that all those things you're supposed to do, you're doing
achieve
them.
them.
You are showing up for them. It may not be the same time you're showing up for A that you're showing up for B.
Yeah.
It may not be. So the idea is here, this is balance. Even if I don't give anything to this one today, tomorrow I'll make sure I make it up, so that it comes up to speed with every other thing.
Yeah.
Because we are not magicians. I hope your mind is calm now.
I understand
Because this
what you're
marriage,
saying.
it's going to happen this year.
Hallelujah.
It's gonna happen this
You're
year.
coming to my wedding December.
Amen,
28th.
please. I'm
Mark the
ready.
day.
Take your life serious. But yeah, it's been a very, very insightful one. And I just want to thank you. And I think you are an inspiration to me and to a lot of people here. You're an inspiration to everybody watching you right now, because you're doing it. It doesn't matter how difficult it is. As far as you're doing it, you're a strong inspiration to every other person that is watching right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I wish we had more time. I had more questions here, but unfortunately.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was Mrs. Deeoris Max-Odii, a PR officer, a music minister, a mom, and a wife, and so many other things that we cannot mention here on the show. But I hope you had fun listening and watching us on this particular segment. Up next on the AM Weekend Show is our social media trends, saving the best for the last, I guess. We don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.